This is the story of Daisu, who is a businessman by profession but very careless. He drinks a lot, and today was his daughter's birthday. Although he should have been at home, but because of drinking too much, the police arrested him. One of his friends comes to the police station and gets him released. After this, from a telephone booth, he calls his home and talks to his wife. Then his friend also talks to his wife while Daisu stands behind. But when his friend disconnects the call and looks back, Daisu is no longer there. He has suddenly disappeared. After this, it is shown that Daisu has been locked inside a room by someone. Food is given to him through a slot at the bottom of the door. Daisu screams. He has no idea why he has been kidnapped. Now he is in a room where he is completely alone. No one talks to him, no one meets him. He doesn't know why this is happening to him. Slowly time passes, and Daisu has been in this room for many days. Sometimes a gas rises inside the room, and after inhaling it, Daisu faints. When he regains consciousness, someone has cut his hair, shaved his beard, and even changed his clothes. This goes on like this for a whole year. And this time, when those people come into his room after making him unconscious, they also take a glass and some of his blood with them. There is also a TV in the room, and while watching the news one day, Daisu finds out that his wife has been murdered, and that for the last year, he's been missing from his home. His wife didn't get along with him, they used to fight daily, and Daisu often drank heavily. At the crime scene, they found his blood and fingerprints on a glass. From this, it seems that Daisu had returned home, killed his wife, and disappeared again. After watching this news, Daisu is filled with grief and pain. He even tries to take his own life, cutting his wrist. But the people who have kept him imprisoned get him treated and bring him back to health. In reality, they don't want him to die. And Daisu, alone in this room, keeps thinking about what mistake he made to deserve such a punishment. He starts writing his autobiography, listing all the people he had hurt in his past, trying to figure out who among them hates him so much. Many names come to his mind, but not a single exact person who would go this far. Daisu becomes frustrated and starts practicing fighting moves by watching TV, so that when he gets out, the first thing he will do is kill the man who has kept him locked for years, killed his wife, and put the blame on him. Daisu spends many years in this room, and for each year that passes, he draws a tattoo line on his hand to keep count. He is always served mandu Korean dumplings, and using the chopsticks that come with them, he begins digging a tunnel inside his private jail. But this isn't easy. Slowly, time keeps passing, and now 15 years have gone by. After 15 years, he has almost completed the tunnel, and when he reaches the other side of the wall, he feels air coming through. He thinks that within a month, he will finish this tunnel escape and take revenge on the man who has kept him imprisoned for 15 years. Just then, smoke again fills his room, and Daisu faints. While he is unconscious, a woman comes in and hypnotizes him. Under hypnosis, she tells him that he can see a green, grassy field, and just like that, he starts seeing it. Then they put him inside a large briefcase and leave him somewhere outside. When he regains consciousness, he realizes he is finally free. Now after 15 years, Daisu has come out of that room. But he cannot go to his friends or relatives because they think he is his wife's murderer. That's why he wanders on the streets. While sitting and looking at fish in an aquarium, a man comes to him and gives him a mobile phone and a wallet full of cash. The man tells him not to ask any questions because he knows nothing, and then leaves. After this, Daisu goes to a restaurant to eat. There was a girl works in that place. She looks at him and says, "Don't you often come here?" He replies, "No." She says, "Your face looks very familiar." At that moment, Daisu's phone rings, and it's the voice of the same man who kept him imprisoned for 15 years. Daisu asks, "Who are you? Why did you do this to me?" The man replies, "You tell me." Daisu starts naming different people he suspects one after another. The man says, "I'm none of them." Daisu asks again, "Then who are you?" The man replies, "Who I am is not important. Why I am, that's what matters. From the time your school ended until now, look back at your entire past life. Now it's time for your homework. And always remember one thing, whether it's a handful of sand or a stone, both sink the same way in water." Then he says, "I miss you very much. Come to me quickly." Then he disconnects the call. After that, Daisu tells the girl that he needs something alive to eat. The girl gives him a live octopus. Daisu begins to chew the octopus alive, but after a short while, he faints. The girl who had earlier said his face looked familiar, her name's Mido, and Mido takes him to her home. When he regains consciousness at her house, Daisu sees the diary. She's reading the autobiography he wrote in that private cell over 15 years. He quickly snatches the diary away from her. Now Daisu has only two goals in life. 1. to find the person who locked him in a room for 15 years, and 2, to find his lost daughter. When he sends Mito to ask relatives and acquaintances about his daughter, she discovers that a Swedish couple adopted the child. After learning this, Daisu stops searching for his daughter, but he still wants at any cost to find the man who imprisoned him. One day, while eating at a restaurant, he remembers the food that had been fed to him for all those years. He reasons that if he can find that restaurant, he might trace the place where he was confined because he remembers nothing else about it. So he begins sampling many restaurants one by one, searching for that distinctive taste. He can't remember his life, but he can't forget that specific flavor since he had eaten it for 15 years. Eventually, he finds the exact restaurant. By tailing the delivery worker, he reaches the place where he had been imprisoned, and then he breaks into that prison. He seizes the man in charge, ties him to a chair, and tortures him, asking, "Who locked me up for 15 years? What is his name?" It turns out to be a kind of private prison where people pay to have others held captive. The warden says, "I never saw his face, but I recorded his voice." He plays a recording and tells Daisu that the reason he was imprisoned was because you talk too much. When Daisu takes the recorded cassette and is about to leave, many members of that prison appear. They want to kill him. But Daisu has spent the last 15 years practicing fighting inside that same place, so he defeats them one by one and escapes from the prison. During the fight, he is badly wounded, and while walking on the street, he collapses. A man puts him in a taxi and gives the driver Mito's address. Mito is the same woman who had taken him from the restaurant to her home. She has been helping him through this whole journey. In his semi-conscious state, Daisu thanks the man. The man says farewell and tells him Daisu's full name is Atasu. Daisu realizes this is the same man who had imprisoned him, but by then, the taxi is already gone. When Daisu wakes up at Mito's house, she tends his wounds. He plays the tape he took from the prison. The recorded voice says, someone wanted him confined for 15 years, but warned not to let him go mad. The prison warden explains that to prevent madness, they drugged him in the water. That's why Daisu never went insane despite the long confinement. The warden asks the recorded man what Daisu's crime was. The recorded voice replies, "He talks too much." Then the caller hangs up. The next day, Daisu meets the friend who freed him from the police station at the start of the story. The friend now runs a cyber cafe. Daisu tells him everything. The friend suggests that Daisu should look for his enemy among those close to him. The culprit could be right under his nose. They check Mito's email, and a message arrives from an Evergreen ID saying that the murder case against Daisu for his wife's death has been cleared. He is free from that charge. Using that ID, Daisu's friend traces an address. When Daisu goes to that address, the man there is revealed. His real name is Lee Woo-jin. He tells Daisu, "You have 5 days. If you learn in 5 days why I imprisoned you, I will kill myself. If you don't find out, I will kill Mito." In fact, Mito is now in Lee Woo-jin's custody. Lee Woo-jin tells Daisu he will kill every woman Daisu loves. Daisu refuses to let that happen. He wants to inflict the same pain back on the man. Lee Woo-jin then opens his shirt and shows Daisu that he has had heart surgery and a pacemaker implanted. He says he has a remote for it so he can switch it off whenever he wants. And if Lee Woo-jin dies, Daisu will never learn why he was imprisoned for 15 years, nor will he ever find Mito. Lee Woo-jin leaves without more words. Daisu somehow reaches the place where Mito is held, but now he too is captured and receives the same torture that Daisu and the prison warden once inflicted. Then a briefcase full of money arrives, and the visitor orders Mito released. Although this man is the brother of the prison warden Daisu had beaten so badly, the warden's teeth had been knocked out. Greed for money makes him free Mito. As he leaves, Daisu warns, "I will cut off the hand with which you touched Mito." Now both Daisu and Mito are free. They leave their old hiding place and move far away so no one can find them. They fall in love. For the first time in 15 years, Daisu tastes happiness. They become intimate. The next morning, they find a box in their room containing the hand of the very man Daisu had threatened. Daisu asks how that man knew he had said he would cut his hand off. In other words, someone had been listening to their conversations. And all of that had been Lee Woo-jin's doing. Daisu begins to suspect that he or his clothes or his shoes contain a transmitter that allowed Lee Woo-jin to track them and eavesdrop. When he inspects his shoes, he indeed finds a transmitter. He removes it and smashes it. They search the internet and find many sites and businesses under the name Evergreen. One result is Evergreen Old Boys Sang High School homepage, the same high school where Daisu and his friends studied. They go to the school and check the records. Wu Jin's name appears in the files. Until now, Daisu still didn't know the name of the man who had imprisoned him for 15 years, even though now he had finally met him. But even in the records, there was no photo or detail about Li Wu Jin. Daisu asks his friend, "Do you know him?" His friend replies, "I don't remember. Why don't you check more records?" Daisu says, "I've searched everywhere, but there isn't a single photo of him." After that, Daisu asks his friend, "Do you remember Li Jun, the girl who was in our class?" His friend replies, "She died long ago." Daisu asks, "What kind of girl was she?" His friend says, "She was a dirty girl," and he talks very badly about her. Right there behind them, Li Wu Jin himself is sitting and listening to everything. Hearing this makes him furious. He gets up and kills Daisu's friend right inside in his cyber cafe. Then he tells Daisu, "My sister was not some cheap or some street girl. You too will have to accept this." Now Daisu suddenly remembers the entire story. He recalls how he once saw Wu Jin and his sister together in a room, making love. And when he left school that day, he told this very friend about it. Although Daisu had warned him not to tell anyone, but his friends spread the story everywhere. Because of this, Wu Jin's sister's reputation was destroyed, and in the end, she committed suicide. The day she died was July 5th, and today was exactly July 5th. Although Daisu was the cause behind all this, but his small mistake was not so big that he should have been imprisoned for 15 years. But Wu Jin believes that whether it's a grain of sand or a stone, both sink in water, meaning whether a sin is small or big, the pain it causes is the same. After this, Mido says to Daisu, "Now that you know the reason, let's go far away from here, somewhere he can never find us." But Daisu says no. Revenge has now become a part of my life. So Daisu leaves Mido with the prison warden in the same room where he has been held all these years. He does this for two reasons. First, so that Wu Jin cannot find Mido and kill her. And second, because now the warden is Wu Jin's enemy too, since Wu Jin had cut off his hand. Daisu tells the warden, "If I don't return in 4 days, take Mido to a safe place." After this, he goes to Wu Jin's penthouse to meet him. Seeing him, Wu Jin says, "So you finally remembered everything." Daisu replies, "You erased my memory and told me to remember everything again. That wasn't fair, but I won. And now, as you promised, you will kill yourself." Wu Jin says, "What do you think? That we erased your memory through hypnosis? Do you know why you couldn't remember? Because you simply forgot nothing else. The gossip you spread became so widespread that people began saying my sister was pregnant. Even she herself started believing it. She couldn't bear such rumors, and that's why she committed suicide." Then Wu Jin says, "Have you heard of post-hypnosis? With it, we can plant anything inside someone's mind. The love you and Mido feel for each other today, the closeness between you two, that is the result of hypnosis. Your biggest mistake was that you asked the wrong question. Ever since we released you, your question has been, why was I locked up for 15 years? But the real question should have been, why did Wu Jin release me after keeping me locked up for 15 years? Then Wu Jin shows him a box. Inside, it is a photo album with pictures of Daisu's family, his wife and his daughter. As he flips through the pages, his daughter grows older in the photos. And in the very last photo, that daughter is none other than Mido, the woman Daisu has fallen in love with and slept with. Seeing this, Daisu completely breaks down and rushes to attack Wu Jin. But Wu Jin's bodyguard grabs him. A fight breaks out between Daisu and the guard, and in the struggle, Daisu stabs the guard's ear with a sharp tool so he can't hear Wu Jin's words. Daisu wants to die now because he knows his relationship with Mido is unforgivable. But before the guard can kill him, Wu Jin shoots his own guard because he doesn't want anyone else to kill Daisu. After that, Wu Jin tells Daisu, "Why did you leave Mido there? You didn't understand that was a trap. I did cut off the warden's hand, but in return, I gave him a lot of money and property. That jailer is still my man." Then Wu Jin calls Mido, and Mido says, "There's a box in front of me, and the jailer is telling me to open it." It was the same kind of box that Daisu had opened. Daisu shouts, "Don't open it, I'm coming," and he disconnects the call. After cutting the call, he falls to his knees and begs Wu Jin, "Never tell Mido the truth. She won't be able to bear it. If she finds out, I'll tear you apart. You don't know the beast inside me." But the very next moment, he completely breaks down. He says, "I will live as your dog for the rest of my life," and he begins licking Wu Jin's shoes. But Wu Jin doesn't care. He laughs, because he still hasn't accepted Daisu's apology. There's a pair of scissors lying nearby, and Daisu cuts off his own tongue with them. After this, Wu Jin calls his man and says, "Don't tell Mido anything." Then he whispers into Daisu's ear, Now what reason do I have left to live? As Wu Jin stands up, a remote falls from his pocket. It was supposed to turn off his heart pacemaker. Daisu picks it up and presses the button, but it was all a lie. It wasn't a pacemaker remote. Then Wu Jin leaves. While in the elevator, he remembers his sister. He recalls the moment she killed herself. She was jumping into the water and Wu Jin had held her hand. She said, "Let me go, but always remember me." And then she slipped into the water and died. Remembering this, Wu Jin can't bear it anymore and shoots himself. In reality, he had been living only for this day. Now his purpose was complete, so he ended his life. On the other side, many days later, Daisu finds the hypnosis lady who had once hypnotized him. He writes to her, since he can no longer speak, "Erase all my memories, so I never remember my past." At first, the lady says, "I have no reason to help you," but then she reads his last line and her heart softens. The line said, "I too have committed many sins, but isn't this punishment enough? Don't I deserve the right to live?" The lady says, "This hypnosis could go wrong. You might lose all your memories. Do you accept that?" Daisu writes, "Yes." Then she begins the hypnosis. In the final scene, Daisu is shown lying in the snow. Mito finds him, hugs him, and says, "I love you, Daisu." A faint smile appears on Daisu's face, but slowly that smile turns into pain, and with this, the story ends. In the ending, two possibilities remain. When he smiles, it seems like he has forgotten everything. But when the smile turns into pain, it seems like Daisu still remembers everything. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like.